we're trying a new camera angle, and so I am uncertain about things. So if it looks strange, it's because we're trying something different. If it looks cool, please tell us. I hit record, got the music on. Okay, so we are going to start time under tension, stretching. But here's the dilemma. The dilemma is that when it starts getting colder, it's harder to stretch. It's harder to get the major muscle groups. And what ends up happening is we don't even stretch the minor groups. So we start stretching tendons and ligaments, and that's where we get injured. And that's why they always say warm up. What you're trying to warm up is the action of tension in the muscles. And so when we're cold, we're going to open up what's easiest to open up. That's things that are smaller. But we're going to try to go after major muscle groups. So I want you to really focus on major muscle groups. We're going to work on the quads, hamstrings, calves, butt, abs, lats. We're going to work on stabilizing, keeping certain ones on, and stretching other ones. So that's the big goal of time under tension, is that we want the stabilizers to stay on while we're stretching to make sure we're opening up these big muscles that don't want to open up because we're a little bit colder. And today it's cold, at least on Hawaii standards. Okay, so we're going to start out in stance. I want you to really feel stance and what changes are going on and how over the week we even modify how we stand because we don't want to open up major muscles. So we're going to base stance on major muscles as we just put our feet parallel, hips width apart. ASIS is right here. Pubic symphysis is here. Midway in between is hips width apart. We want the feet hips width apart. Then we're going to push down big toe and the corresponding metatarsal head. Outer four toes and the corresponding metatarsal heads, especially that pinky toe. So anchor that pinky toe down. And then finally your heel. 1/3 the weight through your toes, 1/3 the weight through your balls of your feet, and 1/3 the weight through your heels. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Now we start time under tension. Fire up your calves. Externally rotate your knees without moving your feet to turn on your quads. Your butt slightly goes on. First chakra, your pelvic floor. I want you to tighten it up. Second chakra, your lower abs. I want you to suck your belly in. Third chakra, your upper abs. We're closing up the rib cage. And then finally, we're using your lats to draw your shoulder blades down and back to get you in a nice Academy Award posture. Abs are nice and tight. Head's over the top of your body. You're sucking in your tummy. And we're going to start a hip circle. We're just warming things up, seeing how things feel. Jaw's nice and relaxed. Your shoulder's not moving. Your head's not moving. Your smiles are up. Weird. Camera angle's different. I don't know where to look. Okay, now go in the opposite direction. Just warm things up. Try to keep your core on. Don't let that core shut off. So just finishing out that hip circle, keep your abs engaged. Suck in that tummy. And just feel what it feels like as you now center everything. Get your stance clearly over your toes again. Push down big toe, little toe, all the rest of the toes. 1/3 that way through your toes, 1/3 balls through the balls of your feet, and 1/3 through your heels. Abs are nice and tight. Keep the core on. Okay, we're going to do a simple hinge, not deep. It's a shallow hinge. You're going to hinge forward and then come back out. Your job is to add to this. So every time you go down, you're adding an extra inch that you're going down further, only if it feels safe. Keep your core engaged, and you're lengthening your hamstrings, you're lengthening your calves. Keep your quads on, keep your calves on, keep your hamstrings on. Of course, your abs, first, second, third chakra, and your lats are stabilizing. We're just warming things up. Keep breathing. Just one more. Very good. I'm going to step forward. Now that things are warmed up, we're going to go side to side, just side to side. Try not to move your head. It'll move a little bit, but we don't want it moving a lot. Keep your core engaged. Remember, we're using muscles, not joints. So if you feel this in your back, it means you're not using your core enough and you've accidentally transferred the work into your back. So keep your abs engaged. Keep sucking in that tummy. Good. Now you're going to grab your roller. You're going to put it out in front of you. Your legs are straight. You're going to do a forward fold stretch. Keep your abs engaged. Keep your pelvic floor on. Lengthen out those hamstrings and calves. Your quads are on, pulling your kneecaps towards your hips. You can lift your toes up if you want to, but you don't need to. Lengthen out as much as you can. Keep your abs on, lats on, chest open, and breathing. This should get both your shoulders and your hamstrings and your calves. Keep those abs engaged. We're now going to do sit-ups. You're going to suck in your tummy and then release. Suck in your tummy, release. Don't move through your shoulders. Don't move through your calves or your hamstrings. Keep your quads on, stabilizing. Keep your abs on, stabilizing. 9, 10. Good. Walk yourself back to your roller. Hands go on your roller. You're going to arch in the opposite direction. So you're going to lean back. You're creating a lean that opens you up, keeps your abs engaged. Your shoulders go down and back. You're sucking in your tummy. If you feel this in your low back, it means your abs have shut off. We need you to pull through your abs again to keep everything on. Suck in that tummy. Keep sucking in that tummy. And then come back to center. We're going to go back to our hip circle. We're going to see if we turn things on or destabilize things. If your back feels sore and you feel the joints of your back, it means you destabilized. If everything feels really good and you feel more mobility, it means you turn muscles on. Now go in the opposite direction. Suck in that tummy. As you continue those hip circles. All right, we're gonna get the ball now. We're going slowly into things because we really want to stay with the core and not let it accidentally go into joints. Ball's underneath your left foot. You're rolling out that left foot. As you keep time under tension, your core stays on. Abs are on, chest is up. Suck in that tummy. Your feet can go side to side, but your feet are going to stay parallel. The game is keeping your feet parallel and your core on. Roll out your foot. Feel the different structures in your foot. Just get Maria up to speed. I had to change the camera a couple of times because the low angle doesn't work. It cuts off too much. You'll see. So Maria's joining us now. Dave waved to you. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Just really feel how when you feel tension in the bottom of your foot, you want to turn off your core to get rid of some of that tension. Instead, tighten it up, draw whatever you feel in your foot up to your core, your abdomen. And let your abs manage it and watch it turn into power. Okay, we're going to switch sides. We're rolling out this side. Same thing, feet are parallel. You're working your core. Jaws relax. Smiles are up. Once again, notice if you feel tenderness in your feet, how you want to turn off your abs and instead draw that energy to your abs. Because that's unutilized energy stuck in your foot. You can go side to side or figure 8. You're going to get your heel, lateral aspect of your foot, follow your foot and your toes. Okay, we've stretched out the bottom of the feet. We're going to try our forward fold again to see how different it feels. You're just going to go forward. And it should feel a whole lot easier to get in this position. Notice how much your shoulders have opened up, even though we weren't going after the shoulders. Again, we're going to do sit-ups in this position. You're going to suck your tummy in and then release. Suck that tummy in and then release. That should be about 4.
5.
Yeah, I knew that. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Keep contracting. And 10.
15.
Okay, let's back up again. We're going to get a block. The block goes under the ball of your foot. Your heel goes down. Your abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Feet parallel, knees over the tops of your feet. First, second, third chakras are on. You're going to maintain time under tension, especially through your core and your quads. You're going to pump your hips forward. Jaws relaxed. Abs are nice and tight. You know what? I'm going to move back a tiny bit. You guys keep going. Suck in that tummy.
20.
Okay. Take the roller out in front of you once again. Straight arms, straight spine. Feel how much your calf influences how much your shoulders can open up. And that's how it affects posture. Suck in that tummy. Keep those hips back.
It's easy to shift the weight onto the leg that you're not stretching, so try to keep the weight even, 50-50 over both feet.
Okay, we're coming back up again. Abs are nice and tight. Once again, you're going to pump your hips forward. Keep your core on. Notice how something wanted to shut off almost immediately. And this is a time of tension, not a time of relaxation per se. Okay, let's switch sides. Block goes under the ball of your right foot. Abs are nice and tight. Knees are over tops of feet. Your feet are parallel. Abs are on first, second, third chakras. And you're pumping your hips forward. Just see what it feels like to lengthen this side. Notice how your abs want to shut off. And notice when you do, pressure goes into your low back and even your neck. Keep your abs on. It stays out of your neck and your low back.
Right.
Okay. Going to take this out in front of you once again. We're stretching. Notice if this side affects your shoulders more than the other side, which explains the asymmetry of shoulder pain if you have a tight calf. And it's always strange to explain to clients that they have shoulder pain because tightness in their calf. What did you say on the other side, Maria?
Try to keep the weight 50-50 on both legs.
Keep those abs engaged, long spine. Just for a few seconds more. And we're coming back up again. Once again, first, second, third chakras are on. Notice if your abs wanted to shut off. And then pump your hips forward. Okay, go ahead, take, no, okay.
16, 17, 18, 19, and 20.
That's what I was saying. We should go all the way to 20. Okay, we're going to try it again. This time, without anything under your feet, you're going to try your forward fold. Once again, notice how much your shoulders have opened up. Keep breathing, keep sucking in that tummy. First, second, third chakras are fired up. back up nice and tall. We're going to counter stretch it. You're going to lean back in the opposite direction. Abs are on. Don't let this go into your low back. You should not feel this in your neck or anywhere else, just your abs. And then come on back up again. We're going to hip circle it again to see if our hip circles feel smoother and safer. Suck in that tummy. Both Maria and I are wearing sleeves because it's cold. David is not because he is hot.
Other direction.
And good. You're going to come down low to stretch.
The camera angle makes it look like the room is.
I know. We're experimenting today. Abs are nice and tight.
Did you record?
Yeah. Because I managed every time the camera turned off, so did the record. Abs are nice and tight. Remember, you have to keep your abs on to keep your head over the top of your knee. So if your head starts moving wildly, it means your core is somehow shut off. We're just going to move side to side. We're just going to warm things up. As you go side to side, you're opening up some major groups that are important in walk, and this is why we want to stretch them open. The biggest one being this, the glute medius. As you go to the side, you're opening it up. As you go to the opposite side, you're opening up sartorius and the adductors. We're just going back and forth. Keep your abs engaged. Head over top of the ball. Block. Block. Okay? Now we're going to push forward. We're lengthening now what's called the rectus femoris. Chest is up, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy, side to side again. So you can see this is where we do all of our correction of motion is through our hips. So if you're having troubles doing this, you can't correct motion. And if it feels really tight in this rectus, you're not standing up straight. Suck in that tummy.
20.
Okay. Reach back. Grab a hold of that foot. We're going to pull that heel into your butt. Now we're going to add a rotation to the right. Suck in that tummy. Push your hips forward. Now move your hips side to side. You can see how if your abs shut off, this would put a lot of pressure in your low back. And you can also see how if your rectus femoris shortens, you can't stand up straight.
Keep your abs engaged. 20.
What's she looking at? Okay. Release. Go ahead and take your leg across midline. You're going to stretch forward. Remember, you're stretching muscles, not joints. So if you feel this in your knee joint or your back joint, that means some major muscle group is shut off. Turn it back on again. Keep sucking in your tummy. Good. Come back up again. You're going to have your foot in the same place. You're going to straighten that rear leg. It's going to be like a lunge position, but you're going to lower it down. Your goal is to stretch open your hip flexor. Keep your abs engaged, sucking your tummy. It's like a flamingo dancing move. Suck in that tummy. And if you do, it'll stretch out this side rectus femoris. 5 more seconds. 2 and 1. Switch sides. Knees on top of the block. This way a little bit. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Head's over top of the ball because your core is stabilizing. First, second, third chakras are on. Hips move, head doesn't. Suck in that tummy. We're opening up those important muscle groups. Okay, we're gonna push forward. Opening up the rectus femoris, doing the same little dance, side to side. Try not to move your head. Smiles are up. Keep your abs engaged.
20.
Okay, take your hand, reach back, grab your opposite foot, pull your heel to your butt, opening up that rectus femoris. Rotate to your left, push your hips forward, hips go side to side. Jaws relaxed, suck in that tummy.
20.
Good. Go ahead, release that leg. You're going to take your straightened left leg across midline slightly. You're going to reach forward. Using major muscle groups, we're going to stretch your hamstrings and your calf. If you feel this in your knee or your low back, it means a major muscle group is shut off. Turn it back on. Use your abs to pull you closer to your foot. Good. Your foot goes down. You're going to straighten that rear leg. We're in a deep lunge. We're opening up again this rectus femoris. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Watch the alignment, knee over the top of your foot. Good. All right, go ahead and come back into standing. We're going to play with that hip circle again. Hip circle. Jaws relaxed. Smiles are up.
Opposite direction.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10.
And as I said, we have to complete the 10 as we interlock our fingers back behind us. Chest goes wide open. Abs are engaged. Make sure those abs are on. You're going to move your head and neck around. It's okay if it's crunching and grinding, but eventually you want to turn on so many stabilizers that you don't hear crunching and grinding as you move your neck around. Chest is open. And breathing. Staying in this position, we're going to do a forward fold. Keep your spine straight, no work into your low back. Try to get your hands away from your butt. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Then we're going to come back up again. Keep your arms back behind you. Arch in the opposite direction. Hands away from your butt. Suck in your abs. Okay, come back up again. Interlock your fingers out in front of you. Arms go over the top of your head. And you're just going to go side to side, or you could circle back, suck in that tummy. Even if your shirt's popping up and exposing your belly.
We both have shirts that are too short.
Yeah. Okay, good. Release your hands. We're going to head to the ground. We're just going to quickly do some pelvic floor exercise before we get into some other stretches. So your ball goes on top of your block, and then you're going to sit on top of your ball. The ball's midway between your pubic bone and your tailbone. Abs are nice and tight. Try to bring your knees a little bit closer together. Suck in your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. Head is over the top of the ball. That's the most important piece. Okay, now first chakra is automatically on just by sitting on top of the ball. Second chakra, we're going to activate. Third chakra, we're going to close up. We're going to do sit-ups. Suck in your tummy, contract your pelvic floor, and relax. It is amazing how tight muscles can create a whole lot of pain and havoc in the rest of the body, especially if it does it asymmetrically. So your job is to keep those abs engaged. Smiles are up. Don't round your shoulders to tighten your pelvic floor, or everyone will know what you're doing.
20.
Good. Shoulder blades are down and back. I want you to just move your head and neck around. See if you accidentally put the work into your head and neck. Okay. You're going to take your left foot forward. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy. Just see what this feels like to be in this position on the ball. Chest is up nice and tight. We're going to continue those sit-ups. You're just going to contract your abs. Because we're going to set up for this next piece, and it takes a little bit of coordination. If you don't have your core on, you roll off the ball immediately. You can have your roller handy if you need it, but all you're going to do is cross your left ankle over your right knee. As you perch on top of the ball, you're going to try to get your knee down. Chest is up, abs are on. Suck in that tummy. I'm just going to hold it a few more seconds. Keep your abs engaged. This is all about this contraction of your abs. And good. Go ahead and release this foot. You're going to take it back behind you. We're going to switch sides. Notice if it's easier to have one leg out in front of you than the other. We don't like that. We like it to be nice and symmetrical. Okay, we're doing our sit-ups again. You're just sucking in your tummy and releasing. Abs are nice and tight. Keep breathing. Keep your core on. Keep your head over top of the ball. I know it will want to go forward. Don't let it. Okay. Take that leg, put it across midline once again. You're trying to lower this knee down. That's the goal. You're going to tighten your abs. So this is a stretch strengthening. It's strengthening your core. It's stretching open this hip. It's also strengthening your pelvic floor. Keeping major muscle groups on. This is so, so important. This is a lot of times as we hit colder months, not so much here in Hawaii, but on the mainland, when you hit colder months, you actually do a lot of damage to your back because you're trying to cheat it to keep warm and not use or lengthen major muscle groups. So when spring comes and things start warming up, and those muscles start lengthening, you feel like you injured your back in the springtime when you actually hurt it in the fall going into winter. And good. We're going to put both feet down now. Your feet are parallel, your knees are over tops of feet. You're holding onto your knees, chest is up. We're going to do a couple of sit-ups here. You're going to tighten your abs, tighten your pelvic floor. Shoulder blades are down, back, head's over top of ball. Squeeze that ball. And breathe. Now for Mario's favorite part, your hands are going to come up and we're going to bounce. And I'll do it anyways, but if you ever get sad, you could watch this part of the video and speed it up. And Mario will make you happy with all our movements. Because when I speed up the videos to edit, I see Mario on top of the ball doing her thing.
Make sure you're smiling, because nothing like bouncing on a ball with your hands up in the air with a frown.
Okay, we're going to try it. You can have something that you can stabilize with momentarily. You're going to drop your right leg down. You're still seated on top of the ball. Ball's still midway between your pubic bone and your tailbone. As you now cross your other leg on top, you're going to go into what looks like a lotus position on top of a ball. Suck in your tummy. You're trying to get real good ab stabilization. We're stabilized really well if we say it grammatically correct. I used to always watch the commercials on TV, and there was one commercial in California that was particularly disturbing to me. You want to make good money? I'm like, versus bad money? Okay, really draw those abs in. Open up these hip flexors. Okay. Is that about long enough? Okay.
9, 10.
Okay, let us reverse sides. You're going to put your left leg down. Then your right leg on top. You can hold on to things if you need balance. First, second, third chakras are on, but this is opening up your hips. We seldom do this during the day unless you ride a horse into work. Suck in your tummy, or a large
better
dog.
mode of transportation than what we use.
Oh no, 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 no. It's the smelliest form of transportation. This is what I think is crazy. The island of Manhattan, New York, at the turn of the last century, and this is why automobiles were invented, had 100,000 horses on that island. Can you imagine how bad that smelled in like an August afternoon? Tighten those abs, relax.
I'm sure that's what they said when the humans came.
Yeah, if you go to that one part of Central Park even now, and they only have like 4 horses for the horse and buggy ride around the park, it smells so bad down there. Okay, bring your feet back out in front of you. Abs are nice and tight. You guys are doing awesome. Put your hands on your knees. We're going to do a forward fold. Mario will take you through this forward fold.
Make sure you're grounding the tripod of your feet into the mat, lifting energy up from the arches of your feet, all the way up your inner thighs, lifting the pelvic floor, bringing the pubic bone closer to your belly button, suck the belly button to your spine, closing up the rib cage, pull your shoulder blades down and back, relax your neck, deep inhale, exhale, try to let your backside go, relax, inhale, suck belly button to spine, exhale, relax your calves, hamstrings, glutes, neck and shoulders. Keep breathing.
Okay, and bring your hands on top of your knees, bend your knees, head goes up. You're going to do some, what's that?
Light is extremely bright today.
Yes. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy and then release. Suck that tummy and release. Suck that tummy and release. All of them are. It's because the air is colder. There's not as much humidity in the air. Okay. We're going to head to the ground. Ooh. Go ahead and remove the ball and the block. We're going to use our roller. So I have to move the microphone. Okay, we're going to angle the roller off to the side. So think of putting the left side of the roller in your left pocket. The right side is going to run up your spine. And what you're going to do is put your head down on top of the roller. Your right shoulder goes to the ground. Your left shoulder is elevated and it's kind of pinned against the roller so it can't move. And then you're going to take your arm above your head and you're going to make circles. To move down. Keep breathing. Suck in that tummy. Your goal is to stabilize the shoulder into your abs and your hips so there's no crunching or grinding in your shoulders, and it's a nice smooth motion. If you find a crunchy, grindy spot, you can go back and forth until you figure out how to stabilize those muscles. And you're also cleaning out adhesions in your shoulders. So this is good. Keep your abs engaged. Don't let them shut off just because you're feeling tension in your shoulders.
And most importantly, keep breathing.
Go in the opposite direction. See if that feels exactly the same or different. And as Maria said, breathe. This is pinning down your shoulder, so it's isolating for what's called your glenohumeral joint. So we want that cleaned up. That's the ball and socket joint of your shoulder. It's actually ball, socket, labrum. And now just move it in any location there's a crunch or a grind, and you're trying to stabilize it so there's no longer a crunch and a grind. Because there's a crunch and a grind there because the muscles are turning off. We want the muscles on. Jaws relaxed. Nothing in the human body has a single function, so as you're moving this arm around, you're assisting lungs, liver, stomach, spleen, pancreas, gallbladder, heart, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus. And they could use some help. Okay, we're going to sit back up again. And we're going to put the rollers low on the right side. Put it in your right pocket. It's going to go up tall on the left side, so your head's on the roller. The other half of the roller's in your pocket. Your left shoulder is down, your right arm's above your head. Same thing, you're moving this shoulder around. See how different it feels side to side, how you stabilize one side versus the other. What you need to do to pull it into your body and out of your shoulder joint to get yourself more range of motion and cleaner movements, safer movements. Keep breathing. Trying to clean up any aberrant motion. You're turning it back smooth again. Go in the opposite direction. Keep your core on. Remembering that nothing in the human body has a single function, so you're also helping out this side lung, this half of your heart, different organs of your abdomen, even circulation to your sinuses and your brain. Now, find that weird spot that didn't move so well and clean it up, stabilize it, connect it back into your body. Abs and hips are where you're trying to connect it to, not to your jaw. It's not only about seeking stability, it's seeking stability of the right part of your body. It's not seeking stability of a relationship, but the right relationship. That's the way life works. Okay, you're gonna sit up again. And you're gonna put the roller behind both shoulder blades now. It's like you're leaning, whoa, let me try that again. You're gonna put the roller behind both shoulder blades, kind of like you're leaning back at a campfire, and then you're gonna take your arms back behind you, tip your head back, you're gonna move both the arms around, just breaking things up, cleaning things up. Looking for symmetry, looking to see how one side does it, see if you can mimic it, if it's good onto the other side. There should be no crunching and grinding. If there is, figure out what you need to stabilize. You should not feel pressure in your neck right now because you're stabilizing everything. So this brings us back to when clients say, why don't I like putting my head into extension? Well, you don't have the fitness to hold and stabilize your neck in extension, so it feels dangerous and you can hurt yourself. So it's a matter of gaining the conditioning and fitness to be in this particularly odd position.
And knowing you can get out of it.
Yep. Bring your head back up and then roll down the roller. Put it underneath your head. So as a kid, turn your head left and right. I went to Disneyland and I so badly wanted to go on the teacup ride. And then I realized something almost immediately as I got on the teacup ride. As you spun the teacup around, if you didn't have neck stability, your head's going to whip backwards and get stuck in that position. And it's an awful feeling spinning around with your head in extension. And what that told me is that I didn't have enough strength of my neck flexors to be able to hold it up with that kind of G-force pulling my head away from the rest of my body. Okay, so really roll this around, open and lengthen your neck muscles. You have a sore spot on one side, see if you have it on the other side. And if you have no sore spots, yay. If you have sore spots, ask yourself why. If it's asymmetrical, ask yourself why. Okay, we're gonna sit back up again. Mario?
David agrees with me. Way too much sitting up.
You're gonna put your hands behind your back, your feet are flat on the ground. We're gonna roll out our spine. So you're gonna go head to tail. As you go towards your feet, your heels go up. As you go towards your head, your toes go up. You may hear cracking and popping of your ribs. That's okay. Keep your core on so it doesn't get unsafe. Only roll as far down as it feels safe. If it doesn't feel safe, don't go deep. You can add a twist to get one side more than the other. That'll get your teres major, teres minor complex, infraspinatus too. So really get that rolled out. It'll help with your shoulder health and circulation into your upper extremity. Keep breathing. Jaws relaxed. Oh my goodness. You can really see how we don't stand up straight during the day is if, as you're rolling out your back, if you'll sore in certain spots, those are muscles that are overstretched. And it comes from slouching. Okay, back on the roller. Roller goes underneath your head like a pillow. You turn your head left and right. Just say no. Okay, lift that roller up from underneath your head, lay flat back against the ground. See what the ground's starting to feel like underneath you. If the ground is feeling flat and level, it's not because the ground suddenly got soft. It's because your body is now doing the correct thing. Just breathe a few times here. And now you're going to sit up again. All of us. We're going to, Miss Maria.
Yes, yes.
Mr. David.
I was just making sure you really meant it.
I really meant it. You're going to put your right hand behind your left shoulder blade and you're going to lay down on top of it. We're just going to stay here for a second, let our shoulders adapt. Stabilize whatever muscles need to be stabilized. Your abs, your pelvic floor. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Now that this is opening up, bump your hips over to the left. Knees go over to the right. You can massage your shoulder if you'd like, or just move your head back and forth. Make sure the gel in your hair breaks apart. Keep your abs engaged. Breathe. Asymmetrical load on your lungs. So one lung's opening up more than the other. Therefore, it's really good practice. And you can see how if you don't open up both lungs, you could create a shoulder problem. Gently roll out of this as you take your knees over to the left. Take that right hand in the air and just move it around above your head.
I did the wrong arm, didn't I?
That's okay. We're going to do the other side. You're going to put your other hand behind. I'm going to just say other hand because of Maria. Behind your back. You're going to lean back on top of that one. And you're going to just get your body to adapt. Breathing. You can move your head and neck around. Get your shoulder to relax. Now bump your hips over to the right. Knees go to the left. And you're going to stretch. You're breathing, creating that asymmetrical load in your lungs again, now on the opposite side. Your head around. Take deep breaths. Notice if one side was tighter or looser than the other side. Now, you can gently bring your knees over to the right, roll on to the right side of your body, or other side of your body, and then move your arm around. Just see how things are starting to feel. Done a lot. Okay, go ahead, straighten out against the ground. See what the ground's starting to feel like. If suddenly the ground's starting to feel like a Tempur-Pedic mattress, it's because your body's been storing a lot of asymmetrical tension away from your center. And what you've done to make it feel like the ground is comfortable is you've pulled all the work back to your center. You actually increase tension without increasing stress. Finally, we're going to lay on top of our roller lengthwise. Oops. Butt goes at one end, head goes at the other end. What I want you to do is let your head kind of come up off the top of the end of the roller a little bit. Yeah. So your head's slightly in extension. It's really not, it's neutral, and it's over the top of your pelvic floor. We're going to do something super exciting here. All we're going to do is breathe. You're going to inhale and exhale. Your feet are parallel, your knees are over the tops of your feet. Your pelvic floor is on, first, second, third chakras. You're going to draw your shoulder blades down and back to open up your heart as you stabilize your abs and breathe. So you're going to try to breathe a 2 to 1 breath. So your inhale is going to be the 1. So however long it is, let's say it's 3 counts, you're going to exhale for 6 counts. If you inhale for 4, you're going to exhale for 8. And as you're breathing, I want you to visualize something that you do that is extraordinarily successful, that connects you, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel joy. And then just breathe. For Maria, it might be doing pottery. For me, it'd be watching a movie in a movie theater.
And for all of us, it should be doing class on Saturday mornings with Michael and Maria.
That is correct. For all the rest of you. So, breathe in for however many counts, and then double the exhale. Continue to breathe, continue to visualize. I'm coming off the roller to bring you guys home. Feel the grounding of that breath. How it's centering you, it's calming you down. It's making things you thought were really important not so important. It's making you focus on serenity and peace, and connecting to something higher. Notice how this breath is drawing you to your center. Notice how this breath is clearing things out of you that you don't need. I think it's fascinating that COVID is our new pandemic, but no one's talking about how to breathe, how to keep the lungs healthy, how to work on your lungs so your lungs don't get overworked and it knows how to clear things out. We went straight to a mask wearing instead of breath practice. Or safety in clearing out what is in your lungs. So I want you to visualize clearing out of your lungs and your system anything you don't need. You guys did an amazing job, and on behalf of Mario, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for being open. It's a pleasure working with you guys. Namaste.
Namaste.